I once again welcome you to my audio classes. Now in this class we are going to discuss the 7th lesson of your syllabus called Sohrab and Rustum. Once upon a time there lived a Persian great hero named Rustum. Once upon a time there lived a great Persian hero. His name was Rustum. His fame means famous. As a great warrior had spread far and wide. His fame spread far and wide. As long as he was the chief of the army, Persia had no fear of her enemies. No enemy dared to look at the Persia because of Persia. As long as he was the commander in chief of the Persian army, no enemy dared to look at Persia. Okay, this is the contrary picture where the Rustum is leading his army. Now this is the contrary picture of Rustum. Now on one occasion it so happened that he went out for hunting. On one occasion Rustum went for hunting. He chased a wolf and he was busy in chasing a wolf which drove him near the borders of the land of Turain. Okay, the wolf entered the borders of the land of Turain. A chieftain of Turain chanced to see Rustum and took him as his guest. Now Rustum took him as a guest. Okay, now when he reached the borders of Turain, the chieftain of Turain took Rustum as a guest. Okay, here you can see the picture where Rustum was chasing a wolf. Now here you can see he was hunting the wolves. The chieftain had a beautiful daughter called Tahmina. The chieftain had a daughter, her name was Tahmina. Rustum during his stay in that house could not help falling in love with her, and Rustum fell in love with Tahmina. The father of the girl was eager to get his daughter married to Rustum. Now Rustum married Tahmina. Accordingly, Rustum married Tahmina. They lived happily for some months. For some months, the couples lived very happily. After a time, Rustum, being a warrior, got tired of his idle life. And soon, the Rustum got tired of his idle life. He told his wife, "Dear Tahmina, I must go back to my army now." Then Rustum said that he wants to go back to his army in Persia, and he further told that I would return. I don't know when I would return, and he said that he didn't know when he will come back. Then he said that this is the contrary picture of Tahmina, the daughter of the chieftain of Turain. Okay, this is the marriage ceremony of Rustum and Tahmina. Okay, this is the seal. Seal plays a very important or vital role in the story. This is the seal given by Rustum to Tahmina to bind around the arm. Okay, this is when the Rustum was leaving Turain. Seal with you, and he said that keep this seal with you if you beget a son. He told her that if she get a son, bind this seal to his arm. He said that bind this seal around the arm if you get a baby boy, send him to me. And he told her that to send him. And if he baby of you is a daughter, then if the baby born out of you is a daughter, put this seal on her neck with a chain and send me the news. Then bind this seal around her neck and send me the news. With this, he left the Turain. After the lapses of time, Tahmina gave birth to a lovely son. After a few months, she gave birth to a baby boy. She said to herself, if I let my husband know that he is blessed with a son, and she started thinking that if she allows her husband Rustum to know that a baby born out of her was a son, he would wean him away. Wean him away means he will take him back to Persia. He might want to make him a great warrior, and she thought that Rustum, being a great warrior, wanted to make her son also a great warrior. How then can I live without my son? She thought that how can she live without her son by her side? No, I cannot allow him to be taken away from me. I shall send word to my husband that I bore a daughter. That's why she decided in her heart that she will send a news that a baby born out of her is a daughter. Tahmina sent the false information to Rustum that a daughter was born to him, and she sent a false news saying that a daughter was born to her. Rustum believed it, and Rustum also believed it, but he did not feel very happy. But Rustum was not very happy because he had desired the child born to him to be a son, and he wanted the baby born out of Tamina must be a son. But now she sent news that a daughter had been born. Tahamina had named her baby boy as Sohrab. Then Tahamina started bringing up the boy, and she named her as Sohrab. In course of time, Sohrab grew up into a handsome and strong youth. Like his father, Sohrab also became a handsome and a strong youth. He took part in many battles. He also took part in many battles and won fame as a great warrior, and he became a great warrior. Ever since his birth, he had not seen his father. Right from his childhood, he didn't seen his father, but had heard of the great fame. But he know the popularity of his father. He did not know where his father was, and in addition to that, he didn't know where his father was. But his desire to see him grew more and more. But he has got a strong desire to meet his father. This is the contour picture where Sohrab is practicing. Now this is the Sohrab with his lancer and shield, and this is the contour picture of Sohrab as a young man. Just then Turain was at the war with Persia. Then the war broke out between the Turain and Persia. Sohrab saw in it a chance to meet his father. Now Sohrab thought that he can meet his father now. He said to himself, I shall invite the foremost of Persian heroes to fight a single combat with me. And Sohrab thought that he would throw a challenge for a single combat. The Persians will be forced to send brave Rustum. He thought that the Persians will surely send Rustum, my father, to fight with me and save the honor of his country. Now they will send Rustum. When he comes, when my father will come, I should tell him that I am his son and I will take him home. This was the plan made by Sohrab. Okay, this is the contour picture where the Turain and Persian armies were face to face. It happened just as Sohrab had expected, and everything went as Sohrab had expected. Sohrab's name became the terror in Persian army, and soon the name of Sohrab became a terror to Persian army. The king of Persia sent for Rustum. Now the king of Persia had called for Rustum. At the first, Rustum refused to engage any more because he is very old and he was not ready to fight, but finally agreed to fight in order to save the honor of his country. But this is the question of their country. That's why he readily agreed to fight against Sohrab. Okay, here you can see the father and the son fighting with each other. Rustum did not give out his name, but Rustum did not tell his name anywhere. So it came out that father and the son stood face to face with the swords in hand on the battlefield. Both the father and the son now is standing in the battlefield with swords in their hand. Little did they know that they were father and the son, and both of them were unaware that they were father and the son. Sohrab advanced to meet Rustum and asked him, Are you not Rustum? Now Sohrab came forward and asked him, Are you not Rustum? He questioned that, Are you not Rustum? The old hero, thinking that it was a way to escape from the fight, the old hero thought that the Sohrab was trying to escape from the fight, and he denied it. He said coldly, Why do you want to know who I am? Why do you want to know who I am? Whoever I may, that is not a question. Fight or accept defeat. He said that, Rustum said that either fight or accept defeat. The fight began. The two heroes fiercely fought for 3 days, and the two heroes started fighting for 3 days. Once Sohrab had a chance to kill Rustum, once the Sohrab had a great chance to kill Rustum, but he did not do so because his heart did not permit it, and his heart was unwilling. That's why Sohrab did not kill his father, though he had a chance to kill Rustum once. The first stage of the fighting ended in Sohrab's favor. The first fighting went in favor of Sohrab. He had got a upper hand. Rustum became very angry. In his great rage, in his great anger, he shouted his name, Rustum. The moment the Sohrab heard the name of his father, he dropped a covering shield. As soon as Sohrab heard the name of her father, he dropped the covering shield. He fainted. He felt as if he was going to swoon and sank to the ground. He sat on the ground, and his body bleeding and stained in the sand, and the blood was oozing out of his body, and the sand was filled with the stains of the blood. Okay, here you can look at the picture where Rustum and Sohrab are there in the battlefield. Now Rustum spoke unkindly to Sohrab. Now Rustum started speaking against Sohrab. In reply to Sohrab said, boastful man, oh pride man. Rustum had been told that the child born to him was a girl. You have been told that a daughter was born to you. But he continued, this is what mother said for fear of losing me. That is what the Tamina sent you a false information. She got a not a baby girl, but the 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 girl was born to you. That is a false news. Look at the seal on my right arm. Now come and look at the seal on my right arm. Rustum drew near the arm of Sohrab. Now Rustum went near the Sohrab and looked closely at the seal, and he started watching the seal closely. It was the same seal which he had given to Tahmina. Okay, and he recognizes that this is the same seal which he had given to Tahmina when he left Turain. Rustum, okay, you can look at the seal. Rustum was struck with horror. Now the Rustum got struck, he got terrified at his own deed. He uttered one sharp cry. Now he started crying once again. Oh boy, I am their son. He said that, oh boy, I am your father. His voice shocked there. So you are Rustum? Now he questioned, are you Rustum? My father, come near me and let me die at your feet. He said that, I want to die at your feet. Sohrab said that he wanted to die at the feet of Rustum. Sohrab breathed for the last. Now Sohrab breathed his last. Rustum was left in a deep sorrow. It was all the ruling of fate. You can see the picture here. Sohrab died, okay, at the feet of his father. Okay, this is the brief summary of the lesson, Sohrab and Rustum.